A man who loses a good woman and feels nothing never deserved her in the first place. And yet, here you are, still thinking about him, still replaying the memories, still wondering if he ever truly cared. But let me tell you something. You're not losing sleep over him. You're losing sleep over a fantasy. Over the lie you told yourself about what he was, what you had, and what you thought it could be. But let's be real. What did you actually have? Half love, bare minimum effort. A man who treated you like an option while you made him your priority. Press the like button and subscribe, because today I am not here to comfort you. I'm here to wake you up, to shake you out of the illusion you've been drowning in, because you've been living a lie. And today, the truth is going to burn right through it. Welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time here, buckle up, because this isn't the place where we sugarcoat reality. This isn't where you come for gentle reassurance. This is where illusions die, where you stop being the woman who waits and you become the woman who walks away. Tell me, how many nights have you stayed up scrolling through his old messages? How many times have you stared at your phone, waiting for a text that never came? How many times have you asked yourself, why wasn't I enough? But let's get one thing straight. You were never the problem. Your only mistake? Thinking he was worthy of you in the first place. You want to know why he doesn't miss you, why he moved on so quickly, why he's out there living his life while you're stuck here, broken, waiting for closure. Because he never feared losing you. Because he knew that no matter how many times he ignored you, disrespected you, pushed you aside, you would still be there. And that's why he never valued you. Let me tell you a story. A woman once came to me, shattered. She had spent years with a man who never committed. He strung her along, played with her emotions, came and went as he pleased. And every time he left, she waited. Every time he ignored her, she forgave. Every time he showed up again, she welcomed him back, thinking that maybe this time he had changed. But then he got engaged to another woman, a woman he had been dating for less than a year. And do you know what she asked me? Why? Why her and not me? And I told her the truth. Because she never let him take her for granted. She didn't wait. She didn't chase. She didn't sit there, hoping he would wake up and see her worth. She made him earn her. And when he didn't step up, she walked away. But you're still waiting, still believing in the fairy tales that society shoved down your throat. They told you that a good woman is patient, forgiving, understanding, that she stands by her man no matter what, that she waits. But they didn't tell you the ugly truth. Men do not value what they do not fear losing. So now, here's the real question. Are you ready to stop being his backup plan? Are you ready to stop feeding his ego? Are you ready to be the woman who disappears so completely that by the time he realizes what he lost, it's too damn late? Because what's coming next? I'm about to teach you the one move that will shatter his ego instantly. The move that will make him feel your absence like a wound he can never heal. And trust me, my dear, he will feel it. Drop it in the comments. I refuse to be an option. Say it. Own it. Show him. Show yourself. Show the universe that today is the day you finally understand. Because the woman who walks away, she always wins. Number 1, stop feeding his ego. You're his backup plan. So, my dear, you think he misses you. You think he's lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, regretting everything he did to you. You think that one day he's going to wake up and realize he lost the best thing he ever had. But let me tell you the truth. He doesn't miss you. He misses the control. He misses knowing that no matter how many times he ignored you, no matter how many times he left you on red, no matter how many times he made you feel like you were not enough, you would still be there. And that's why he never feared losing you. Because you let him believe that no matter what he did, you weren't going anywhere. You were not his priority. You were his backup plan, his safety net, his emotional crutch. You were the last slice of pizza he kept in the fridge, knowing he could eat it whenever he wanted, but only when he had no better options. And what did you do? You stayed. You waited. You held on to the hope that maybe, just maybe, he would finally choose you. But here's the brutal truth. Men do not commit to the woman who waits. They commit to the woman they fear losing. And you never let him feel fear. You never let him feel the real possibility of losing you forever. I once read a woman's story on a forum. She wrote, "My ex keeps coming back every few months, saying he misses me. But the moment I show interest, he disappears again. Do you know why? Because he never actually wanted her back. He just wanted to make sure she was still available. He wanted to check if she was still sitting there, heart in hand, ready to forgive him. And every time she responded, every time she let him back in, she fed his ego. And that's what you've been doing. Every time you check his Instagram, every time you wonder if he's thinking about you, every time you cry over him at night, you may think you're suffering alone, but trust me, he feels it. He feels that you're still attached to him, still holding on, still making space for him in your heart. And that's why he doesn't regret losing you. Because he knows he hasn't really lost you. You've been conditioned to believe that love is patience, that love is forgiveness, that love is proving yourself over and over again until he finally sees your worth. But that's a lie. That is the biggest lie society has ever sold to women. They told you to be a good woman, to stand by your man, to be understanding, to be loyal, to wait. But what they didn't tell you is this: men do not value what they do not fear losing. They did not tell you that a woman who waits is a woman who loses. They did not tell you that men do not stay with the woman who loves them the most. They stay with the woman who demands the most. And yet, here you are, sitting in the ruins of a love that never existed in the first place, still believing that one day he will wake up and choose you. But let me ask you, when has that ever worked? How many women do you know who gave their whole hearts to a man, only to be left behind the moment he found someone new? How many women spent their best years waiting, only to watch him build the life they wanted, with someone else? The world has lied to you, my dear, and I know it hurts. I know it feels like your whole heart has been shattered, like your soul is bleeding. But this pain, it is not love. It was never love. It was control. Because here's what you need to understand. Men do not regret losing you. They regret losing the power they had over you. You want to rise from this. You want to finally make him feel the loss. You do the one thing he never thought you would do. You disappear. You erase him. You become a ghost. No more "I miss you" texts. No more checking his page. No more wondering what he's doing, who he's with, whether he's thinking about you. Because the second he realizes that you are truly gone, that you have cut off his supply, stopped feeding his ego, taken away his power, that is the moment he will feel the regret. But by then, it will be too late. Because the woman who is sitting here right now, the woman who is hurting, who is waiting, who is replaying every memory in her head, she does not exist anymore. She is gone. And in her place, a woman who will never again be anyone's backup plan. A woman who will never again beg for a love that should have been freely given. A woman who will never again lower herself for a man who couldn't even see her worth when she was standing right in front of him. Say it with me. I refuse to be his backup plan. Write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Say it to the universe. Say it until you believe it. Because what's coming next? I'm about to teach you why he really chose someone else, and why it has nothing to do with you not being enough. And trust me, my dear, he will feel it. Number 2. You were never special to him, just convenient. So, my dear, you thought you were his queen. You thought you were his soulmate. You thought you were different, special, irreplaceable. But the truth? You weren't his queen. You were his convenience. You weren't his priority. You were his backup plan. You weren't the woman he couldn't live without. You were the woman he kept around because it was easy. Harsh? Yes, but necessary. Because you need to wake up. You need to see it for what it really was, not what you wanted it to be. Have you ever seen a man treat a fast food meal with the same respect as a 5-star dinner? No, because fast food is cheap, easy, and always available. It requires no effort, no commitment, no work. And the moment he's done, he throws the wrapper in the trash and moves on, because there's always more where that came from. That's how he saw you. Not as a once-in-a-lifetime woman, not as someone he had to cherish, protect, and fight for, but as something that was there when he wanted it, and forgotten when he didn't. And what did you do? You gave him everything. Your love, your patience, your loyalty. You stayed, even when he treated you like an afterthought. You forgave, even when he gave you every reason to walk away. You lowered yourself to prove your worth, when the right man would have seen it from the start. And what did he do? He replaced you. He walked away like it was nothing. He moved on so quickly it made your head spin. And you sat there, shattered, wondering, why? Why her and not me? A woman once shared her story in a forum. I gave him everything: loyalty, patience, love. I stood by him when he had nothing. And the next girl he dated, she barely lifted a finger, and he treated her like a queen. And do you know why? Because she made him work. She didn't wait around, hoping he'd choose her. She didn't hand over her heart like a free sample. She didn't let him treat her like an option. She set her standards so damn high that he had no choice but to step up or step out. And guess what? He stepped up. Not because she was more beautiful, not because she was more special, not because she was better than you, but because she demanded more. And you made it too easy. Men do not value what they do not work for. Let me say that again. Men do not value what they do not work for. That's why he treated her like a queen, while he treated you like an option. Because he had to earn her. And with you, he had to do nothing. So now, tell me, when has waiting, hoping, loving harder ever worked? Has he come running back, realizing his mistake? No. Has he suddenly seen your worth and begged for another chance? No, because a man does not regret what he takes for granted. And the only way to change that, you stop being easy to have. You stop waiting for him to realize your worth. You stop tolerating excuses and half-love. You stop being his safety net, his backup plan, his convenience. You become the woman who demands more, or you give him nothing. Say it with me. I am not his convenience. Write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Say it to the universe. Say it until you believe it. Because what's coming next? I'm about to show you why he really moved on so fast. and why it has nothing to do with you not being enough. And trust me, my dear, he will feel it. Number 3, he doesn't miss you. He misses his control. So, my dear, you think he misses you. You think he's sitting somewhere, regretting everything, realizing what he lost, aching for you the way you ache for him. But let me tell you the truth. He does not miss you. He misses the control. He doesn't care about your pain. He doesn't care about your sleepless nights, your overthinking, the way you replay every conversation, searching for where you went wrong. He only cares about one thing, knowing that he still has power over you. You want proof? Look at his pattern. Have you ever noticed how he only comes back the moment you stop chasing? How he suddenly misses you the second you start moving on? That's not love, that's panic. Because as long as you were there, waiting, hoping, crying over him, he felt secure. He knew you were still his. But the moment you pull away, the moment you stop reaching out, the moment you finally decide you've had enough, that's when he starts to feel it. Not because he loves you, but because he loved knowing he could have you whenever he wanted. You were his mirror. As long as you were there, he could look at you and see his own importance, his own power, his own control. The second you step away, he starts to panic because now he can't see his reflection. And that terrifies him. I read a story once. A woman shared, "The moment I blocked him, he started messaging me from random numbers, asking my friends about me. But when I was begging for him, he ignored me." Why? Because when she was begging, he had control. When she was hurting, he had power. But the second she cut him off, he felt helpless, he felt powerless, he felt the absence of control. And trust me, that's what they fear the most. They don't fear losing you. They fear losing access to you. They fear losing the ability to manipulate your emotions whenever they feel like it. So now, tell me, how much longer are you going to let him own you? How much longer are you going to give him the satisfaction of knowing you're still hurting over him? Because right now, he still feels you. Even in your silence, he knows you're thinking about him. Every time you check his profile, every time you reread his old messages, every time you cry over him at night, he feels it. And as long as he knows you're still emotionally attached, he feels no loss. You want to break him. You want to make him finally feel it. Take away his mirror. No reaction, no emotion, no response. You erase him. You become a mystery. You vanish so completely that he has no idea whether you're hurting, whether you're thriving, whether you even think about him at all. And trust me, my dear, that's what will shatter him. Because a man only feels regret when he realizes he no longer has a place in your mind. So say it with me. I take back my power. Write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Say it to the universe. Say it until it becomes your truth. Because what's coming next? I'm about to show you why he chose someone else, and why it has nothing to do with you not being enough. And trust me, my dear, he will feel it. Number 4. He chose her over you, and it's not because she's better. So, my dear, stop. Stop sitting there wondering, why her and not me? Stop torturing yourself with questions that don't matter. Stop looking at her pictures, comparing yourself, picking apart every little detail, thinking, what does she have that I don't? Because let me tell you the truth, it was never about her. It wasn't about her being more beautiful, more special, or more loving. It wasn't about her being better. It was about power. Because she made him step up. And you made it too easy. That's the reality. That's the part no one tells you. Men do not respect what they don't have to work for. Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a man treat the car he got for free the same way he treats the car he had to save up for? No, because when something costs nothing, when it comes too easy, it has no value to him. But when a man has to work for something, when he has to sacrifice, earn, and prove himself to get it, he respects it, he protects it, he cherishes it. And that's exactly why he treated you like an afterthought, while he treats her like a prize. Not because she's better, but because she demanded more. A woman once shared her story online. I was there through everything. I supported him when he had nothing. I believed in him when no one else did. I stayed loyal, patient, loving. Then he met her, and suddenly he was the perfect boyfriend. Sound familiar? How many women do you know who gave a man everything, only to watch him turn around and become the man they always wanted for someone else? Do you know why? Because he knew he didn't have to step up for you. He knew he could get away with doing the bare minimum. But her, she gave him one choice: be a man or be gone. And he chose to step up. Not because she was more special, not because she was more deserving, but because she made him earn her. And you were already there. You were already giving, waiting, proving, hoping. You let him take you for granted. And that's why he walked away so easily. Because in his mind, you weren't a loss, you were a guarantee. But let me tell you something, my dear. The moment you become a guarantee is the moment you lose. You want to know how to make sure this never happens again. You want to know how to never be the woman he leaves behind while he steps up for someone else. You never again let a man feel secure in your presence. You never again stay longer than you should. You never again love so blindly that you forget to demand love in return. A man should always feel like he has something to prove. And if he's not proving it, he's out. Say it with me. I will never again be a man's guarantee. Write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Say it to the universe. Say it until it becomes your truth. Because what's coming next? I'm about to show you why silence is the most powerful move you can ever make, and why it will destroy his ego like nothing else. And trust me, my dear, he will feel it. Number 5. Silence is your superpower. Use it. So, my dear, stop. Stop thinking you need closure. Stop thinking you need to explain yourself. Stop thinking that if you just tell him how much he hurt you, maybe, just maybe, he will finally understand. He doesn't deserve a goodbye. He doesn't deserve a long message pouring out your soul, listing every reason why he broke you. He doesn't deserve to hear your pain. Because let me tell you something, he already knows what he did. He knows he led you on. He knows he made promises he never intended to keep. He knows he took you for granted. He knows he drained you, used you, left you, and he does not care. You think closure will bring you peace, but let's be real. What are you really looking for? A response, an apology, a final conversation where he suddenly realizes, wow, I messed up. You were the one. It won't happen. Because men do not learn through words, they learn through absence. And the most powerful move you can make, no words, no warning, just silence. You think he expects you to yell, to cry, to beg for an explanation? No. What he doesn't expect? Nothing. A man expects a storm when he breaks a woman's heart. He expects thunder. He expects lightning. He expects an explosion of emotions, because that means he still matters. But what happens when he looks up at the sky and sees nothing? No reaction, no anger, no pain, just an empty, dead sky. that's when he starts to panic. Because silence is the only thing that truly gets to him. I read a post once. A woman wrote, "I used to write long messages telling him how much he hurt me. I wanted him to know the damage he had done, but every time he ignored me. The moment I finally ignored him, that's when he panicked." Why? Because words give him power. Silence takes it away. Your pain doesn't shake him. Your absence does. Because suddenly, he's left wondering, did she forget me? Did she meet someone else? Is she even thinking about me? And that uncertainty, it eats at him. Because men don't fear losing women, they fear losing control. You want to truly shatter his ego. You disappear. No texts, no checking his Instagram, no watching his stories, no stalking his new relationship, trying to figure out if she's better than you. You erase him so completely that he starts questioning if he ever even mattered to you in the first place. And that's what will destroy him. Because as long as you're still watching, still checking, still hoping, he knows he still owns a piece of you. But the second you go silent, the second he realizes he no longer has access to you, to your emotions, to your attention, that's when he feels it. That's when the regret starts creeping in. That's when he finally realizes, you were never the weak one. He was. And by the time he figures that out, you don't even care anymore. Say it with me. My silence is my power. Write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Say it to the universe. Say it until it becomes your truth. Because what's coming next? I'm about to show you the only way to make him truly regret losing you. And trust me, my dear, he will feel it. Number 6. You want to break his ego. Glow up without him. So, my dear, you sitting there crying, that does nothing. You replaying the memories, overanalyzing the past, wondering if he ever truly loved you, that does nothing. You thinking that your pain is somehow punishment for him, that if you suffer enough, the universe will make him regret it, that does nothing. Because let me tell you something, he does not feel your pain. He only feels your absence. You want to break his ego. You want him to actually feel it. You don't do it by waiting, hoping, or crying. You do it by winning, by becoming untouchable, by glowing up so hard that the man who once thought he could replace you now realizes he can never even reach you again. Because a man's biggest regret isn't losing you. It's seeing you thrive without him. It's seeing you smile, seeing you live, seeing you become everything he never thought you could be, without him by your side. He doesn't regret the nights you cried. He doesn't regret the times he made you question your worth. He doesn't regret hurting you. But do you know what he does regret? The moment he sees you level up. The moment he realizes that while he's still playing the same games, you've elevated. The moment he understands that he didn't break you, he built you. I saw a woman post online. The moment my ex saw me happy, traveling, looking better than ever, that's when he started messaging me again. And of course he did. Because that's the game. They don't care when you suffer. But the second they see you move on, look better, become stronger, that's when they panic. Because now, you're a loss. So now, tell me, how long are you going to keep living in the past? How long are you going to keep replaying what happened? How long are you going to keep sitting in your pain like it's some kind of prison? Because this is your turning point. This is the moment where you decide, do I stay broken or do I become unstoppable? You want to destroy him. You want to make him feel the full weight of losing you. Then make sure that the next time he sees you, he doesn't even recognize you. Here's how you do it. Hit the gym. Not for him, not for revenge, but because a strong body creates a strong mind. Because you deserve to look in the mirror and see a woman who radiates power. Get your money up. Focus on your bag, your career, your goals. Because the most dangerous woman is the one who needs no one. Level up your style. Stop dressing like the woman who was waiting for his approval. Dress like the woman who doesn't even think about him anymore. Make your absence a punishment, not by blocking him, not by texting him angry messages, not by trying to make him jealous, but by becoming so elevated that his existence is no longer relevant to you. Because let me tell you something, the second he realizes that the woman who once cried over him is now too busy living her best life to even think about him, that's when he'll regret it. That's when he'll feel it. But by then, you won't care anymore. Say it with me. I am my own upgrade. Write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Say it to the universe. Say it until it becomes your truth. Because what's coming next? I'm about to show you the one move that will make sure no man ever plays you again. And trust me, my dear, he will feel it. Number 7. Never let a man play you again. This is how. So, my dear, how many times are you going to let yourself be played before you finally wake up? How many times are you going to sit there, hoping, waiting, praying that a man will finally see your worth? How many times are you going to ignore the red flags, make excuses, and convince yourself that this time it's different? Let me be clear, it is never different. You want to stop getting played. Then stop acting like a discount. You are not clearance rack love, you are top shelf. And do you know what top shelf means? It means not everyone can reach you. It means you are not available to just anyone. It means not every man deserves a chance with you. Because luxury brands don't chase customers. The customers chase them. So tell me, why are you out here chasing men who don't even deserve your time? Why are you bending over backwards to prove yourself to a man who treats you like an option? Let me say it loud and clear. A man must always feel like he could lose you at any moment. Always. The second he feels safe, the second he feels like no matter how little effort he gives, you'll still be there. That's the second he stops valuing you. That's when he starts getting lazy. That's when he starts pulling away. That's when he starts making you feel like you're the problem, like you're too much, like you're asking for too much, like you're being needy for simply expecting the bare minimum. But here's the truth, my dear. Men step up when they feel pressure. They step up when they know that if they don't, another man will. So why are you making it so damn easy for him? Why are you sitting there waiting for him to choose you when you should be out there choosing yourself? You think love is about proving yourself. It's not. Love is about knowing your worth and making sure a man rises to meet it. And if he won't, then he gets nothing. No more waiting, no more tolerating excuses, no more lowering your standards. From this moment on, you are a luxury. You are not the girl who waits. You are not the girl who begs. You are not the girl who lets a man walk in and out of her life like a revolving door. You are the woman who sets the standard so damn high that only the best can reach her. And if a man can't, he's out. Say it with me. I am not a discount. Write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Say it to the universe. Say it until you believe it. Because what's coming next? I'm about to show you the final move that will make sure no man ever plays you again. And trust me, my dear, he will feel it. Number 8. The final move. Erase him forever. So, my dear, how much longer? How much longer are you going to let him live rent-free in your mind? How much longer are you going to replay old conversations, overanalyze every detail, wonder if he's thinking about you, if he misses you, if he regrets losing you? Let me tell you the truth. You are not healing. You are not moving on. You are still chained to him, still feeding his ego, still keeping him alive in your world. You may have stopped texting him. You may have stopped calling. But if he still owns your thoughts, you haven't really let him go. And as long as you keep him alive in your mind, he still owns you. But you want to break him? You want to make him feel it? You want to finally take your power back? Then you do the one thing that will shatter his ego completely. You erase him, not just from your phone, from your life, from your energy, from your world, because men do not regret when you cry over them. Men do not regret when you miss them. Men do not regret when you sit in pain, hoping they come back. Men regret when you disappear, when they realize they have no access to you anymore, when they look for you and you're nowhere to be found. You know why he still feels no loss? Because he still knows you're there. He knows that if he reached out, you would answer. He knows that if he sent a, "Hey, how have you been?" text, you would think about responding. He knows that somewhere, deep down, you are still hoping. And that is why he feels nothing. So now, you do what he never saw coming. You block him, everywhere. You delete his photos, all of them. You remove mutual friends. If they're still connected to him, they don't need to be connected to you. You erase every last trace of him. Act like he never existed. Because let me tell you something, my dear. When he finally looks for you and sees nothing, that's the moment he will feel it. That's the moment his ego will break. Not because he loves you, but because he thought you would always be an option. And now, he has nothing. No more validation. No more power over you. No more knowing that somewhere out there you are still thinking about him. Because the worst punishment you can give a man? Show him that he never mattered. Not with words. Not with a dramatic emotional goodbye. With silence. With absence. With erasure. Because the woman who walks away always wins. And my dear, you are about to win. Say it with me. I erase him forever. Write it in the comments. Say it out loud. Say it to the universe. Say it until it becomes your truth. Because what's coming next? I'm about to show you how to become the kind of woman no man ever plays again. And trust me, my dear, he will feel it.